With reports of school and workplace shootings in the news all too frequently, our next guest this morning says there may be a way to spot someone who's at risk to our safety before it's too late. Handwriting expert Michele Dresbold says the way we write our words, dot our I's, cross our T's, can reveal if a person is a potential threat. Michele is the author of Sex, Lies, and Handwriting and a graduate of the Secret Service's Advanced Document Examination Program. She works with police to help profile criminals, testifies in a wide variety of cases, including arson, embezzlement, stalking, and murder. Michele joins us today to show us secrets hidden in our handwriting. Good morning, Michele.
Good morning. So nice to be here.
Nice to have you. This is fascinating to me. I mean, we do hear sometimes about threats written on the stalls in bathrooms or other things. Right. But what are you looking for? Are there warning signs in our handwriting?
There are definitely warning signs in people's handwriting. And if teachers, employees would know what these signs are, they could get somebody help before it's too late, and also identify who might be a threat. And it's a very visual, and in fact, if you know what you're doing, there it is, where people go, there were no clues. There are always clues. And I was going to show you some of them today.
Yeah, I'm interested in this. Is it like a change in handwriting, or is this going to be, is it something drastically changed in the way we write?
It can be a change in handwriting, and that's one of the things you want to look for. For example, if somebody always writes big and all of a sudden their handwriting gets very little, they're retreating into their own head. Or somebody writes always little and all of a sudden it's huge, they're becoming more expressive. So if there's a drastic change, that person is going through a change, but there are other issues too.
So let's talk about something you call tick marks. And what are these?
Tick marks look like angles. When you're very angry, your hand kind of, it can't make curves. If you look at the ones I'm showing you, do you see that it looks like a check mark? It's called a tick mark. It's at the beginning of a stroke. That is anger. That's somebody who's hostile and angry. And these happen to be from, well, one was Jack the Ripper, one is John Wilkes Booth, and the other is Hitler. But you will see this in, quote, normal people's handwriting. And when you see check marks coming, that person's anger is growing.
Okay. Something to look for.
Definitely.
What else? The slanted D is something else?
Oh, the slanted D. A D, we have in English, many of our past tense things end in an ED or a D. When something's over to the right, it means they're losing control. The more a D than any other letter slants to the right, we call it a diabolical D. It's somebody who emotionally is starting to lose control and fall over. So you're always, that's one of your big signs. And also, we're going to go on to something else, but see this first one with that D slanting over, and we have an I dot, which we'll talk about later. But we can go to the next one.
Okay. And in this one, what are we looking for?
What we're looking for, do you see how all these names have an X? Something in it comes into an X formation.
Yes.
When you have an X, it means that when you think about your name and you put an X, what you're thinking about is crossing yourself out. So an X could mean you're self-destructive, or it can turn into being destructive to others. For example, our first one is Michael Jackson. His name became an X. You see that X? What that means is he could be self-destructive. Jimi Hendrix, these are self-destructive people, to themselves.
Right.
But your others, that happens to be Charles Manson, and the other one, which has an X, was one of the 9/11 bombers, ones who were in, anyhow. So when you see X's, someone who is self-destructive can also, if there's nothing to lose, they can be destructive to others. If you see someone's name, if they sign in, let's say at an employee office, and their name becomes an X, you put them on suicide watch.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
The other thing, it seems almost a little too obvious, but devil signs?
Devil signs. Well, people don't take things seriously.
Right.
You might see a student and they're making devil signs or crossbows or swastikas. People don't take it seriously. Oh, it's a boy, he's doing this. But the Columbine killers, for example, they started in their doodles were devils and crossbows and broken skulls. Don't take that lightly. Oh, they're just having fun. that's what's going on in a person's mind. So you're reading a person's mind, and doodles are every bit as important as handwriting.
And so you were mentioning the dots. So
dots.
Dotting I's, or is it like scattered throughout the signatures?
It can be dotted I's, it could be punctuation. When you think about it, when you just dot your I, boop, that's nothing. But when you take your hand and you grind it in, grind it in, grind it in, that's anger. Your hand stays there. That's compulsion. So somebody who grinds in their dotted I's, that's one of the things you look for. If it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you're dealing with someone who's getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And I could tell you a story about that later if you wish. There was a company, they had somebody, most people can tell somebody's off. His eye dots got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I said, you need to get rid of this person. You need to fire him. You don't have any time. 3 days later, he came in and shot somebody.
In the workplace?
In the workplace. We saw another one, it's off the screen now, but you had slash dots. Think of slashing, you need to move forward. Slashing is slashing. Yeah. You're violent, it's anger. So this happens to be somebody who in prison, somebody came in to interview this person, and he took a pen and put it to her neck and kept her prisoner. But those slashed eye dots, that's another very dangerous sign. So there are a number of signs, but if you can recognize them and get a person help before it becomes, quote, explosive, that can really help you, whether it's a student, an employee, a friend, a neighbor.
Anything else that we should be looking for specifically with letters or the way that we're writing?
Those are some of, what I showed you are some of the most dangerous traits. There are other traits too, but I also say the thing you're looking for is if all of a sudden you see somebody's handwriting change. They always wrote to the right, now they're writing to the left. There's something going on inside of their head, because what handwriting is brain writing. And so that way we see what's going on in someone's brain. They're putting it on the paper.
So we have a couple more examples, and maybe you can kind of walk us through what we're seeing and what that means exactly. So in this one...
Oh, this one is very interesting. Do you see, I put two examples on.
Yes.
One is my lovely mother.
I was going to say that looks completely normal to me.
It is completely normal. What I'm showing you is, do you see there's a line in the paper?
Yes.
That vertical line, most people go, that's our line of society.
Okay.
We don't cross that line.
Right.
Most people write on, they use that line as a guideline.
Right.
And that's normal.
You're taught that in school.
You're taught that. You're not even taught that. It's almost like automatic. You know you don't cross over the line. Now let's look at that other example. Do you see that this person takes that line? I'm not talking if you only have a teeny piece of paper and you have to write directions how to get somewhere. If you have enough paper and you choose, because it's a choice, to write over the line, what is that doing? You're crossing the rules of society. Rules are for you. Rules are not for me. I don't care. This person also, if you notice that punctuation of that big dot in the second line is an anger dot. This happened to be this was the Bus and Strangler's handwriting.
Wow.
But you will see this over and over again, and it has actually saved me. I met somebody once, they had that writing over that line. I knew they were dangerous, and it's like gives me insight immediately into who I am dealing with.
So the takeaway for maybe a school counselor or teacher who may be watching this or watch this later, what should they say when they see this? Because if they recognize that handwriting and they take it to somebody, a principal or somebody else may say, well, it's just their handwriting. But you're saying it's much more than that.
It's much, much more. It's a visual sign of what's going on in somebody's brain. And the more you know, I really believe that all teachers should take a course. I'd be happy to teach them. They should take a class in what to look for. You can tell if a child's being sexually abused from their handwriting. You can tell so much that for people not to know this tool, I think is so sad. And to get somebody help before it's
something happens
too late is what I always hope for.
Yeah. Well, Michelle, it's always fascinating to talk with you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning and teaching us a little bit more about what we should be on the lookout for. And again, we want to thank handwriting expert Michele Dresbold, author of Sex, Lies, and Handwriting. Look for more on what our writing reveals about us and others in her book. You'll find it on her website, and we have the link at kdka.com/PTL.